it's nice to have you here in Vienna again after so many years. I think it's like it's nearly 20 years you've been here.
Yeah, 15 I would say. Yeah.
Or 15 is long enough.
Long enough for sure. Too long.
Yeah. You got your 13th album out. Did I get this right?
Yeah.
It's called You Are Waltari.
Yeah.
So so we are Waltari, in fact.
Anybody can be Waltari. That's the point, you know. We are more like standing for right attitude for making rock music more than to have like a ego trips of any person or stuff like this. Yeah, I must be kind of leader of the boat, but I definitely, it's not my project, you know. Anybody can bring his idea to the band, and you know, the point is that too many good bands have broken up, you know, for the wrong reasons, if you ask me, you know, that because of the personal disagreements about how to tour or how often to make music or stuff like this. And we didn't want to do that, you know. We wanted to move on and let anybody to be inside the band how they like. And that's why, for example, we are 7-piece in the cover. That are all guitarists who are still in the band but not touring. They still want to be in the band, but
it's a very interesting concept. It's like a collective more than a band.
Yeah, it's a collective. It's more like you know, a bit like a hip hop collectives or reggae collectives, something like that. You know, it's not a tight lineup anymore, and I feel very fascinating about that. It's something new in a rock business scene, and that's really what this scene needs now, to my opinion.
But you have always been good for surprises, even in the past, and in the 90s.
Yeah. So we ended up in the conclusion that this suits to the band's ideology to act like this. So why not? We're gonna have a try. And people really have liked and enjoyed the new album again. So it's a bit maybe kind of returning to the roots in a way, not in a stylish way, but maybe in attitude-wise. We wanted to make an album which is very crazy, and that's.
I think every album of you was very crazy.
Yeah, but
in some way.
Yeah, some people think that, you know, it depends on who you ask.
It was back in the 90s when you were on your high point, like with So Fine or Big Bang, when you gained big success all of a sudden. I think you were in the vanguard of some kind of movement where everybody says, okay, anything goes. We can incorporate every style in the metal.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't matter anymore. Because the real metal was gone, then was grunge, and then came the crossover thing. I think you opened the floodgate. Yeah,
and we definitely will want to continue with that ideology, because I think that rock music is in a kind of crisis at the moment. You know, the business is getting very bad with everybody, and you know. And many bands decide to stay home and do nothing because, you know, that there's not enough money involved in this business or something like that. But you know, we have a kind of feeling still that we have a mission to show people that, you know, it might not need to be about money or about any style or genre or business shit. You just do what you want and have fun. You know, that's what rock music is about. You know.
But you like to work with other stuff as well, with theater and musical, and you did something like that with Waltari and with Die thing.
Yeah, you know, we had in September we had a new kind of crossover project with a string quartetto and some modern dances. So we played the big venues with this lineup, and people loved it, and then in August we play in Wacken and some big festival cruise stuff and in Germany and stuff like this. And now we come to play in a small venue, which is like as a punk attitude, you know. Yeah. In Vienna. So we just don't want to say no because of the business reasons or something like that, you know. Because we want to try to say fuck off business, you know. It's music, it's not business, you know.
Yeah, of course, but many bands are thinking that way. and they end up like being unhappy after some years.
Exactly, and being unhappy is not rock music.
I mean, you're sitting here now. It's 30 years of Waltari next year.
Yeah.
So you're still sitting here, and you are happy.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what my mission is. You know, I want to show people that if you get older, once you get older, you know, it doesn't need that you get more boring or more lame. You know, that you can be actively thinking artist, you know, till the end.
I think it's kind of point of a view thing.
Yeah.
Not to take business and everything else too serious.
Exactly, because it's about having fun, and there's so many years since we've been in Vienna, so we definitely wanted to come here and, you know, collect from the corners all the old fans who are still able to come to party.
I'm still here. I've been at it was at the Wuk. Is a place called Wuk. You have been there with the two Finnish ladies.
Yeah. We had this
trees at the stage. I remember.
Ethno meets metal project. Yeah.
This was one cool concept because you took me with the tour bus to the club afterwards. We were going on your very nerves on that evening, I guess.
Okay. And I also took my first kid's mother to the tour bus in the same evening too.
But you didn't know it yet then.
No. It was a first meeting. And I'm kind of proud father of 18-year-old boy.
Cool thing.
Yeah.
I mean, many bands come to Vienna and find their love here, I guess.
Yeah, it's a romantic city. Oh.
Talking of 30 years, I mean, it's a long time, and you it was the 25 years anniversary, and you gave yourself as a present a biography and the cover album.
Yeah.
And what will be the present to you and the fans for the next year's 30th anniversary?
Yeah, to be honest, we have no idea yet, and it's almost a year, so let's see what will happen, if it will happen. But we are now just so happy about touring stuff like this, so we definitely want to concentrate on that, and of course for the new songs, which we should record during the next year. So let's hope we can get something out already for 2016, but it's becoming close.
yeah, it's right here. So you have this pool of guitarists you mentioned you can draw from, this collective of people. Is it with the set list? Is it the same story that you just alter the set list as you like, or do you have the same set list every evening with the same guitar players or with other guitar players?
Yeah, it depends on, of course, you know, if one is joining in and other is leaving, of course it will be a new set list maybe. Depending on, you know, because most of the guys know all the songs of the guitarist, so it won't be any big difference.
So it just depends on who's available.
Exactly.
So if somebody falls ill, there's another to fill in.
Exactly.
That's a good concept.
The only problem we have now with the drummer that he hurt his knee accidentally, and he was this close that he couldn't even come to the tour. This time he had to go to surgery and stuff like this.
So is he with you now, or
he's with us now, but he has to leave already. We have a replacement drummer coming for the last 5 shows, unfortunately. But he was a brave guy. He did 10 of the shows.
That's rock and roll.
That's rock and roll.
It's fear as well. It's not only sex and drugs. It's just fear.
Yeah.
And pain.
fear of breaking your knee nowadays more than having a problem with the needles.
So you started your first band when you were 11.
Yeah.
So, is this right?
Yeah.
That's a really small. It's a long story, but I know you like every kind of music.
Yeah.
You like electronic music. You like musical music. You like. Do you think?
I started from Pink Floyd and Beatles, so maybe that's the reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also nice.
They have almost everything in their catalog.
You heard it all.
Yeah.
Is
the 5 years?
5 years of it.
Yeah, 5 years older. I was a big fan of Pink Floyd when I was 5 years.
I was listening to Folklore when I was, because my grandmother did.
Yeah, okay. The punk came a bit later, and that already gave a totally different aspect to music making.
Have you been a punk in the real sense?
Yeah.
Running around the punk style?
Yeah.
I mean, you still do.
Yeah. I really fell into punk, and especially when I'm an 80s kid, you know, I fell in love with The Cure and all these post-punk gothic bands, you know. They were very close to me. So I have had a long trip of different styles and different periods of rock music. So I can say, you know, deep in my heart that I know something about it.
Yeah. Is there how much importance is the Finnish background, the folklore background to Waltari?
It's not really big thing, you know. We are not like these folk metal bands or something like that. But we can be proud to say that we were one of the first bands who experimented with the idea to mix metal and ethno, because there was a huge ethno trend in Finland in the early 90s. And we of course wanted to have a piece of it, you know. We were not the big fans of that, but we were interesting, and we went to the clubs to see these folk bands, and we got a kind of idea that, hey, maybe we can fix something from this to our music, you know. So
now it's Korpiklani.
Yeah, nowadays it's Korpiklani, so we don't need to touch that. You know? We can go somewhere else.
So if the 1980s Kärtsy comes along now, and you see him coming here, would you tell him, come here, I have to tell you something? Make something different in your life or something? Is everything fine?
Everything is fine. Of course, I could do several things different in my life, but I'm happy as I am, and I know what is my mission in my musicianship. You know, I wouldn't like to go for being a songwriter or stuff like this for a number one artist or something like that. It's not my cup of tea. You know, I want to stay as an untouchable person in this business, and I think it's kind of important to be like this. Yeah. Somebody must be.
And you can hang out with the fans as well, and hide in some backstage room.
I'm hoping that there will be more bands like this, so we can stop. But still, it's very funny that after these 20 years, we are still kind of unique
that's
phenomenon. And it's very weird to my taste.
So many things happened in between.
Yeah.
All these, one thing, everything is sad in between, like with Marilyn Manson and Rammstein and everything like that. You're still here, and you're still making exciting music, which is different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the point of me and the Waltari, you know. I wouldn't mind to play in a thrash metal band or a pop band, but once it's Waltari, it's Waltari, and this is the band's ideology. Yeah. And I'm just kind of a leader man of trying to bring the boat somewhere. I'm not. It's not
keeping the kids together.
Yeah. I could do it a different way, but now I'm here and I do it this way.
Any memories of Vienna? Some funny gig? Any incidents you remember here?
Yeah, you know, as I told you, maybe the biggest memory of Vienna is meeting my kid's mother here. So that has been a big thing, and I was hanging around here for many years in the 90s. So this is kind of my one of my hometowns in Europe. Definitely.
I haven't been here in the 90s, so I haven't seen you hang around. So it's a pity.
I was hanging around in the next to Viper Room. in this area, in fact, yeah. And I remember some very good clubs, where we used to go. Wich was one of them, of course. Yeah. And then I don't remember the names anymore, but there was some.
Probably they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I think so. No. Yeah. But we are existing.
Yeah.
So we must raise the flag of open-mindedness and freedom of rock music.
Yeah. And come to the next Waltari gig nearby your place, and I say thank you to Kärtsy, and we'll release you to your stage and your band, because it's
I can guarantee that anybody who comes to the show will experience something which is not common in rock music. I guarantee that.